Come, let me get you some.
Hello.
Yo, 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 what's up? Mundo in the house, Darth Barris in the house, and we are here on Super Bowl Sunday Saber Talk. How's everybody doing? Jared! The this dude sings and he is a singer for Elvis. Uh-huh. Titans in the house. And what's up? How you guys doing tonight? Man, and I tell you tonight, we were gonna have Bobby on here, and Bobby and I both decided that since we might not have as much traffic going, we decided to go ahead and do the show next week for Saber Combat 2 next week, and and we both agreed because we got a lot to talk about. So I'm going to be getting some more information from him as well. Uh, I'm going to call Jared Jedi Elvis.
Oh, really? Huh.
uh, yeah, dude. He's an Elvis impersonator, dude. So
Oh,
Jared
wow.
and he's totally badass, dude. And he's in the works of making one of his own hilts as well. So I tell you,
Well,
man,
it's got to
it's
be
super
like
exciting.
Elvis. It's got to be like how Elvis is, like not tacky, but like extremely like bright and flashy, like jewel crusted, like pearl white, like white whalebone almost, like gold accents, like crazy, crazy, crazy. Like, I mean,
No, I'm pretty sure he's gonna come. Well, he showed me one of his savers that he's coming up with, and it's wild, man. He's got some. I'll tell you, it's got a little bit of dragon skills to it,
ooh,
or and so we'll see how that's gonna turn out, man. But the way what he showed me, it looks fantastic, dude. I can't wait to see the final product of it, and I'm just like ecstatic that he showed me like a little preview of it, dude. Before all of it and any of it is done, and I'm just like, yeah, forgive me, guys, but I'm gonna keep looking up every now and then, and I got it right here because this Super Bowl party, dude, we got a Super Bowl Saber party going on. Um, I got a great announcement for you guys too. I just finished speaking with Space Windu, well, chatting with him, right? Because I texted him and he texted me back, and I said, we were gonna do something for this next show, and he said, no, you know what? Go ahead and mention it tonight. And I'm all like, dude, that's awesome. All right, I just want to make sure that you're still gonna have this happen. So the announcement from Space Windu is that on May 4th we're gonna do a Pentastar giveaway. Or
ooh.
yes, he's going to do a Pentastar giveaway. And so, everybody get prepared, man, because that's going to be something special right there. That
Wow.
blade is exceptionally bright and exceptionally well made, So make sure that you guys, tune in when he's going to have that giveaway.
I hope
Now,
that I hope that giveaway also extends to guest participants on the show, right?
oh yeah, yeah. Everybody, pretty much everybody, and he'll give me some more details on the giveaway itself. If he doesn't come on the giveaway for the giveaway himself, he may do a live broadcast and do the
Oh,
giveaway
and
himself.
they're playing the Megan 2.0 trailer now, and you missed it.
Oh, were they?
Megan, the robot girl that took last year around this time of year by storm,
hmm
along with Mickey Mouse becoming Sailor Boat really becoming open source. Yeah, but that's
Now, what if? Now, I was working. You know that. Oh my gosh, dude. I had somebody throw away some, uh, basically some speakers, in the
Really?
trash, right?
Oh wow.
And they threw these away. And somebody had said that it doesn't, that the speakers don't work no more. They're trash. I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take these anyway. I'll take the grill part, and I'll use the grill part for whatever, right?
Mhm.
For whatever saber I can work on, or anything like that. And something just told me, check out the speaker before you screw it up, right? Just to make sure that it works. And if it don't work, then you can take that screen off. Fighter cockpit crashes to the wall. My bad. I'm way ahead of you, Scott. I'm way
Nice.
ahead of you, bud. I'm already on my fourth one, dude. So anyway, I decided that I was going to try out the speaker. Well, do you remember in the past show that I had um, wired up that Prism 5.1 as an ode to Megtooth? And I was saying, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna link up uh, this Prism 5.1 to the speaker and see what's gonna happen. Either it's gonna work or it's not gonna work, right? So I said, okay, well, let's see what happens. And so I'm gonna let y'all hear this and see if it works with me. And I'm pretty sure it might work. I don't know, but we'll see how it goes, right? Holy shit, it works.
Oh
Let's
wow.
see how well it. Let's see how. God dang, that's loud.
Wait, and this is plugged in to a Saber?
Yeah, it's plugged. It was. Hold on. Let me take out the battery. It's plugged in. I've got it wired directly to the board, right
Okay.
from the speaker ports,
Well,
and I.
what you could do with that is actually if you could rig up a Bluetooth connection thing to that speaker that this guy gave you, and
Mhm,
install the Bluetooth mechanism that Dimitri Stock created, you could have a
mhm.
very loud, very impressive like thing to go. Now, I'm not sure if you could fit something like that, a speaker that size on your belt or but at the very least, you could just carry it around in like a bag or something, and like a
Yeah,
stereo basically, and like
because it is big. It is
yeah,
big.
yeah. There's no way. I mean, if it's heavy, but
No, actually, surprisingly, it's not that heavy.
well, then in
Thanks,
that case,
Felicia.
that in that case, you could rig it up in on like a backpack thing or something, and basically with the Bluetooth connector thing that Dimitri Stock created, you can install it onto a Saber, and you could basically play it up and use it, and yeah, it could work.
Yeah. I was like seriously impressed with how loud it was. I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah,
it
and
is
I mean,
loud.
even with the speaker that you have on your Saber being loud, adding that extra like oomph, it certainly does, give it help with it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think you have such a great idea on doing that I could hook that up to both of these speakers. And when I'm testing lightsabers with that module hooked up to the speakers, damn, that's gonna be epic right there, man. But yeah, like I wasn't sure that this speaker was going to work, considering that they threw it in the trash, and I just said, screw it, I'll use it for parts.
I mean, I think it's good that to double check and make sure all the wiring and modules are still intact, so just in case something
Hmm.
like happened. But I mean, my guess is that maybe this guy just got something better, or who knows, honestly. But as the old adage goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So, it
Oh
works in the
yeah,
end.
oh yeah. But they see that's the thing. It was just the two speakers together. and they I let me see. I don't think I know where the other one is. I have the other one put up somewhere, but because I was just working with this one. And as a matter of fact, you know what? Might be a good idea for me to take off the wires on this one and hook up the other one and see if the other one actually does work just like this one. And if the other one does work as well, that's awesome. But if the other one doesn't work and I just have the one speaker, that's just good enough either way. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I mean, because it's just like there's some times where I've seen somebody go and throw a whole big ass TV in the trash. I saw one of my buddies go over there, pick it up, and he went and bought a couple of components for it. It was brand new TV, man, a big old 50-inch TV, and
Oh,
he probably spent like 20 bucks to fix it up,
that's
and got a
crazy.
big ass 50-inch TV. That is crazy, man. But it goes to show you, you can find parts and still utilize them for anything saber wise too, right?
Yeah.
And but anywho, I actually cleaned off my workbench today. I was like, oh man, I seriously need room on my workbench, and you know what's funny is because I got a kind of like a wood shelf. And I took a wood shelf from my wife. I haven't cut it or anything because I'm not gonna cut it in case I get in trouble. But I put two boxes from the custom saber shop on each end because I'm trying to figure out how to put a shelf on here and then be able to take the shelf down when I need it, put it up when I need it, and back and forth, right? So that I
Uh-huh.
could have the rest of the room on my workbench to do to do my blades and everything else, and leave all of the work stuff on my regular bench and put everything else on the shelf, like my soldering iron, my little tray, my little the little holder for all my little tools and pipes and stuff like that
Yeah.
up on the bench so it doesn't interfere. Now, for a long time, I've been all my stuff has actually just interfered with my workbench, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna get organized, and that's another thing for tonight's show. Was I think organization is really key to some good saber work as well. You have to
Oh,
have
without a doubt.
some kind of good some kind of good organization within the workspace, and Scott, do you agree or not? I mean, how about you guys? I mean, organization is good for everybody. I'm not the most organized person in the world at all. Raccooning discard electronics for Greeblies, yeah. Right? I know. So Sky, that's what you gotta do. Like I took apart an old VHS player, man. It wasn't working anymore, and it kept ruining some of my VHS tapes. Luckily, they weren't none of my Star Wars ones. They were just stuff that I kind of randomly had different shows episodes on and everything like that. So I didn't mind much, but when it started eating all of those VHS tapes, I'm all like, "Damn it! Instead of throwing the whole thing away, I'm gonna use you for scrap parts, buddy." So again, this is even part of it right here. And I got a lot of components on here that I can take off and utilize for different things. So again, scrap electronics, man. If you're looking for greeblies and stuff like that, take apart your old electronics and use these for greeblies because you never know when you're gonna find something. Or even if you need like hookups and stuff like that, right? Stuff like this, take it off, utilize it. Maybe you can utilize stuff like this for your speakers. If you need a smaller component, speaker wire stuff, right? Utilize stuff like this. Take them off. Some of these also have those real small buttons, the SMD buttons. Take off the SMD buttons. Maybe you got switches. Yeah. You know, let's look at all those components right here. I mean, I could actually use if I actually wanted to use them for anything. So, it's just a matter of putting the work in. Yeah, right? The Smuggler's Room always has some great videos on Greeley. Scott, I agree with you 100%, man. Um, that dude, man, he is absolutely genius when it comes to some of those Greeley stuff because he has tons and tons of parts from different things. And he'll tell you, he takes them from different places. He'll order from Amazon, he'll order from wherever, right? Um, but then, he also utilizes the the laser cutter. Now, I think if you have the funds for a laser cutter, it would be so awesome because you can make pretty much a lot of things that you need for your saber stuff. Wouldn't you agree, Barris?
Yeah, I agree. I do.
I mean, it's just like, oh, and to utilize a laser cutter, especially like for acrylic parts, along in using maybe the cutter to make great looking crystal chambers out of acrylic plus even brass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The possibilities are almost infinitely endless
No, definitely.
because go ahead.
Definitely 100%. And especially with the 3D printing technology that is available today. And it's one of the things I actually do appreciate, especially with LGT and TXQ. They've recently started creating metal chassis that have crystal reveals. I mean, they're not anything expensive. It's sort of like a light in and of itself, but it's still pretty good. And I'm hoping that they start replacing the chassis that, for example, that we've seen nowadays with the gold bar chassis like for LGT.
Hmm.
Um,
Now,
I actually wanted to say I closed the deal. I closed a deal with a guy from Florida this last week on acquiring a uh, Master Replicas Force FX Vader ESB 2005.
oh, nice,
Yeah,
dude.
I
What
would
what
say
a score.
I would say I was able to get it to him for $64, $11.40 after shipping, and I must admit, of the master replicas Vader sabers that were created, there were two of them. The A New Hope version from that was made in 2003, and the wait, was that a touchdown?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh God damn it, son of a! Am I allowed to curse on this stream?
Yeah, Eagles.
Am I allowed to curse on this stream?
Oh, you going for the Chiefs?
Well, fuck. Look, I'm not. It's not because I'm a general fan of them. It's just my dad. It's a complicated relationship.
Oh, I got you. I got you. You
Yeah.
don't have to say any more
If it
with
was the
that.
Patriots, I'd be all over this.
No, I bet. I bet.
Yeah. But
Dallas is my team, but they've been out for a long time.
the Cowboys
And
back in the
yeah.
Tony Romo days, they were good. They were good.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing. When Jimmy Johnson was their coach, I mean that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
their phenomenal time. Uh, now I think there's a lot of animosity within the team and things are going on that shouldn't be going on.
I think
And if it's their
the only thing that survives the Dallas Cowboys are the cheerleaders. Which
I think so too.
God
But
bless
they're
those.
still my team.
God bless and keep those girls. They put up with so much ogling from just terrible. Just they are they are queens, man. They are freaking queens, man.
Yeah, the stuff that they have to endure and go through, man, is rigorous just to be on that team. And
Yeah,
even just 1 year being on the team, doesn't mean you get it next year because they have to try out for it every year. And there's some seasoned ladies that, go for maybe 2 years or more, and then all of a sudden they're cut. They
Yeah.
can't, yeah, they're done.
But as I was saying with Master Replicas, one thing that I think that was great about the 2005 series that came out, especially was the introduction the slide switch panel that was more towards the bubble, the towards the clamp with the bubble. Um,
Hmm.
Whereas with the A New Hope in 2003, it was the switch that was on top of the. Anyone picked up parts from Corvus Saber Foundry? No, I mean I haven't picked up anything from Corvus yet, but from what I understand, they're definitely one of the more niche custom manufacturers. But I'd love to pick up something from them.
I'll
Um,
have to look at them because I have not heard of them actually.
yeah, I'm
I've heard of LGT Hills and stuff, but
yeah
Corvus I have not heard of.
yeah I'm actually well Corvus is a custom one, just like say
Hmm.
Butler's room and whatnot. But I'm just glad that I finally am getting my hands on this hilt because of all the mass. Here's the thing: when it comes to mass replica sabers, back then, they're chunky and they had to accommodate. Like for
Hmm.
example, when they released Luke's ROTJ saber in 2006,
Hmm.
they had to do a thick neck because it couldn't. They didn't have the tech back then to accommodate a thin blade and and the small LED cartridge, LED or pixel pins that we see today. And
Hmm.
so I think it wasn't until like the early 2010s that we began to see something like that. And also Mace Windu's hilt was super chunky. Obi-Wan's episode 3 hilt was chunky. And it was a really interesting time, I would say, for lightsabers. But this will be the last Master Replicas hilt I think I ever collect.
Hmm.
And besides the Hasbro Black Series Emperor Palpatine, that will be the end of the road for me with that line of Star Wars lightsaber collecting because I mean I'm still going to collect lightsabers, but from that era to have them reconfigured and to fit modern day tech, it's I mean yeah
Yeah, the one of the very few things that you're pretty much correct on, and I think I like a lot of the Master Replicas here simply because of the size of them. I've got big hands, dude,
yeah
and so the bigger hilts are a little bit more comfortable to me, whereas the skinnier hilts, I have to hold on to them a little tighter, you know. But all in all, I mean, they're all good, no matter what. I mean, any hilt that deems um, appropriate for not only your hand size, but appropriately for what you're going for, whether it goes to a con, whether it's a shelf queen, whether it's also your collection, right? Um, if you and there's several niches within the saber community. You have your um slightly accurate. You have your definitely big accurate, hilts. You have your custom made non-accurate hilts by no means. What's up, James? How you doing, dude?
hey man
And and so it's such a personal preference to a lot of people that that comes up when you have in the type of niche that you want to be in terms of having what kind of saber that you're going to have and within your collection, whether it's a shelf queen or not, whether it's a con queen, whether it is an everyday use queen, um, you know
Yeah,
Oh shit!
a
No,
Star
it's designing a Star Killer chassis. Oh my god, dude!
Speaking of Star Killer hilts and chassis, I I showed you this on my last video, right? I got the Star Killer saber from X Tech. Did I show you?
No,
Oh, all right. One moment.
show it! Show it! Damn it! I said show it! Oh my god, James, how are you doing, man? Oh god, dude, the C-3PO is looking badass,
Oh yeah,
man.
I saw that. That looks awesome. Yeah, this is the one that I picked up from a secondhand from the market on Facebook.
Nice,
The Greeblies are by Ciroc Saber, so that's
definitely badass.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so it came installed with a pre-kit, which is good. So all I need is to get a core and get it plugged in. I'm right now
Mm-hmm.
talking with someone who hopefully can get it from their suppliers because it takes a specific type of core because it takes one that has the top rotary ones, as you can see here.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, slide it in, it connects like, and so on. Yeah, James of the Mountain People. That's funny. But
Scott, one of these days I need to have you on the show, man. You need to come on. I need to send you a link so you can come on, dude.
yeah, and yeah, but basically, I'm just trying to right now find. I've just got some feelers out, and I'm hoping that I don't have to pay a diamond and a leg for it because it's just really frustrating, especially with the tariffs that were levied against China. And look, don't get me wrong, not a fan. No decent, hardworking American is a fan of China. But
Hmm.
for those who are Star Wars fans who collect lightsabers, who sometimes go on AliExpress to buy their hilts and parts for the cheap, buy the cheap, or Alibaba, it could be a bit of a detriment. And
Hmm.
and I'm just stating the facts on that. But who knows what's going to happen?
Who knows? I mean, each to their own. And I mean, you can't dog on anybody for that. And if that's what they want, that's what they want. Um, and for anybody else who decides to buy anything else, but from reputable places, to each their own. If you choose, so if you so choose to lose money, you so choose to lose it. If
Yeah,
because you're trying to save money, oh, look, I'm in the same position as a lot of people, dude. I don't have a lot of money, but what I do is, I'll save maybe $50 out of my paycheck, and the rest goes to bills. I save $50 out of each paycheck until I get enough money where I can order something, whether it be parts for a saber, whether it be a saber itself, an empty saber at that, whether it be parts from the custom saber shop,
yeah,
um, by all means, if you want good custom stuff and you don't have a lot of money, do it that way because you know you pay all your bills first, and if you want a certain saber, by all means, save up and grab it, dude. Now, if you miss the run, you miss the run. Maybe they'll have a second or a third run,
yeah.
but if you save that,
Especially
yeah.
manufacturers like Watto's 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 where junkyard and
Hmm.
Jawa's junkyard. And which, by the way, Watto's, the guys over in Germany there, they make incredible sabers and amazing. And even the ones that they still have on sale, like for example, the Inquisitor's lightsaber and Jaina Solo's Sword of the Jedi hilt, like it's still
Hmm.
very very beautiful.
Yeah, because well, Watto's is over there. Watto's junkyard. You said is in Germany.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
Jawas
and
Jawas
Jawas is in
is in
Australia,
Australia. Yeah, two
hmm
different parts of the world. But
right?
but interestingly, the lightsaber community and the Star Wars community in Germany has definitely been picking up over the last few years, and it'd be really cool to to swap ideas and get and pick their brain about some things, especially
Yeah.
Actually,
Scott, not even
there's
Scott
actually
says God basis. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
there's
interrupt you.
actually a lightsaber company out there in Argentina that would actually be pretty cool. It's called. Give me a second. I have to look it up. I forget the name automatically, but it's actually pretty cool. L.
Scott, I
It's
seriously doubt that, dude. You come on, we probably get more audience.
all right. Can I screen share real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, screen share. Allow entire screen.
And
Okay.
I don't know if
All
it
right.
will because
Is it
you might have to be an admin to do that, but check it out anyway. See if we.
all right? Are you seeing it? Are you guys seeing it?
No, no, it's not on there.
Oh,
That's all right. Maybe we can get Anthony to try to see if we
well,
can
it says
get you.
it says it's hey guys in the screen in the streaming. Do you see it? And the guys in the comments, comment if you see my screen.
I don't see it, so that's what I'm saying.
Let's go to the. Yep. Okay.
Are
Yep.
they seeing it, and then I'm the only one not seeing it?
Nope. All
No,
right.
no screen.
Stop.
Okay.
Sorry. All right. Well, okay. Basically, all right. So basically, there's this lightsaber company from Argentina. It's called El Taller de Hanzolo, and
Mm-hmm.
basically, guys are they're a lightsaber company. They're out of Argentina, and they are making their own props based on Star Wars lightsabers. And there
Mm-hmm.
are some of them. They just released last week their own take on Balin Skull's lightsaber. And what's really
Mm-hmm.
cool about this company is that they've been wanting to do this for a long, 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 long time, but they weren't able to do so because of the economic restrictions that had hampered Argentina for years. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a beautiful beautiful. They make amazing, beautiful hilts. And the cool thing is, I actually talked with them just as the restrictions were starting to come down, and I recommended that they take a look at chassis from LGT and TXQ because if they, I switched channels. Oh well. So that way they could be compatible with other
Mm-hmm.
mainstream chassis, and they took my advice, which I'm really thankful for. I mean, I can't take credit for it, but I shouldn't take credit for it. But the guy who runs it, he's just they make some incredible. I mean, they're not fully accurate to what the hill to what like actual replicas, but they are,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, pretty good considering these are all made in house. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'm going to do you a favor and I just sent them I sent them their sent you their Facebook page. You can check them out if you'd
Oh,
like.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check it out later after the show, man. Thank you for sending me that. I really appreciate that because there's a lot of things that I'm not aware of, and people like you and others, who get me aware of new things that are coming out. I certainly appreciate that because a lot of times I don't have the time to really get a lot of research in. I mean, it's pretty much within a day or two of research that I get my information from. simply because due to the nature of my job and mostly Saturdays, Friday night and Saturdays are my main days to really do a little bit of research and to get some things going, for the show. But again, I don't want to reiterate too, though, that I don't do a lot of, just prop writing or anything like that because I flow a lot better. I flow a lot better, and so do the guests when you have a lot more fun sitting across the table and talking to each other about this stuff. Simply, you don't write anything down when you're sitting together across the table and just talking about this stuff. So, it flows a lot better for me, and I hope the audience appreciates that the flow that we have and the fun that we have is really genuine. Now, one of the things that I do know, and if everybody's watching, because of the president coming on, and we're not talking politics or anything like that. What I'm getting at is now because of the tariffs and anything else like that. Do we feel that we're going to get more? Things are going to get a lot more expensive now than they have been before due to the fact of the tariffs, but or are we going to see a decline in buying some of these hilts throughout because of some of these restrictions and things that we're going to have within these tariffs and within the economic flow that's going to happen, that's coming actually.
I would
um
say
oh man, thanks.
that is a valid question, and obviously, getting away from the politics regarding, you know, with the U.S. and whatnot. But I would say for some stores, especially those that that sell LGT and TXQ hilts, like Dark Wolf Sabers, they I think will they from what I understand from Dark Wolf, they Johnny Collado and his company, they will foot the bill and continue to and pay the higher price for whatever is made and make the deal with LGT and Nexus. But I don't think for that particular store any prices will increase. I mean, this is just my opinion, and from what I see, I could be wrong about it. So don't take my word for it. I'm not a magical financial genie on that. But from what I understand, um, buying, I would say when buying LGT and TXQ Sabers, I would say there will definitely be some increase in prices, especially for sabers that are made by international companies like that. As for sabers that are made by domestic companies, Electrum Sabers, for example, up in Canada, I would say because of the tariffs being in place, especially when it comes to cross border shipping, I would say definitely as far as the shipping goes, I honestly don't know. We would have to talk. Dave Caswell would probably have to be more specific on those sort of details. Um,
Yeah, I think it's going to affect it a little bit, not as much as most people think. Um, and I think, for the little guy, I think somebody who is starting out in a business, it'll affect them more than it will be for somebody who's already established and has already got a good business plan going. And these companies that have been around for a while, yeah, they're going to take a little bit of a hit, but I don't think it's going to be, like Saber Trio, for instance. Saber Trio may take a little bit of a hit, but they're so popular that
well, Saber,
it's not going to affect their bottom line that much,
well,
right?
Saber Trio isn't based in China. They're based in Malaysia. They're a completely different
Right,
company. And
right.
but as far as like, for example, components like, for example, KR Sabers, their speakers and whatnot, they're made in they're all the way from Britain. And as far as I know, Trump has
Mhm.
not taxed King Charles yet.
Right?
I know no politics, but like yeah, but ultimately, I think for all we know, the whole tariffs thing, the whole thing with this economic thing, it could just be bluster on behalf of Tangerine Palpatine. But honestly, we'll just have to wait and see. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and then I hear you, dude. I really really hear you, man, and I completely understand. Hey, Chet, what's up, dude? Um, you know, and for people like you, man, and hard workers, and somebody who really deserves, a tri-star, a quad star, a pentastar, for people like that, who deserve stuff like that, it's already expensive enough to get those kind of blades,
I would
and
be
just to
fine.
add.
I would actually be fine settling for a dual star because, look, those all of the blades that Civilized Saber makes are incredible, and I will settle for the cheapest one. And from what I understand, the dual star is still just as bright.
hmm And they are, and I tell you, eventually uh, I want to make a tri-star. Eventually, I'm going to make a quad star. Eventually, I'm going to make a tri-star. A pentastar. But at the moment, right now, I can't. In the future, I'm hoping that I will, because eventually, when I get like I said, and then I'm going to keep saying this each and every show, guys, and I know y'all might get tired of hearing me say this, but uh, I'm working towards a portfolio so that I can build sabers from the custom saber shop my way, and be able to sell them that way.
Yeah,
My vision, the way I feel what a saber, looks like in my eyes, and stuff like that. And it will be a reasonably priced saber. But one of the things I also say is that I'm going to offer a page that shows every part's price, and it gives the reasoning behind why I am charging this much for this saber. That way, there's no question as why that person is going to buy that saber for that amount of money, right? And as you see, Jeremy, who from Solos, I mean, he shows you the craftsmanship. He shows you the amount of time that he puts into his work. He shows you all of this stuff, and people know exactly what they're getting and why it is so much that they're paying for, on his pricing and everything. And that's just a question of it's not a question of quality anymore, because you're showing exactly what you're getting and why the pricing is what it is, right? Now, let's see. After translation, shipping, a little hot, no big deal. But when they attempt to save a tree over 60 straus, want to be 65 to ship. See, yeah. And
yeah,
everything is a little different, right? I mean, parts are different, things are different. And depending with whether they're using the machine to machine those parts, because it takes money to machine those parts. Um, Even, I went to a CNC place over here in Corpus, and just for a small part, they went at $150 for a small part. I'm all like, God damn, I can't afford that shit. For $150 for that part? You got to
yeah,
be kidding me.
yeah. It's why pay for something like that. It's just, I mean, look, if it's like for one little Greebly, it's like no, give him a middle finger and just go. It's not worth like
Now,
talking
now there are some people who reasonably charge parts like that, and then there's some people who charge over excessively because they think, hey, people are going to pay for it, and some people will. But like I
like
said, to
first.
each their own, right? To each their own. Do your due diligence, and do your research, because you don't have to shop at one place either. Now, I'm not telling people, hey, oh, go shop over here at Custom Saber Shop. or go shop at Joe's Junkyard, or go shop here, or go shop there. No, go to each place and find out what, check out the different pricing and see if something catches your eye for that particular price, and go for it. Now, if you decide that you want to go on Alibaba, and that catches your eye, hey, by all means. But if it doesn't work correctly, then that's you put it on your plate. You got to eat it, and and I'm not, by no means am I ranting, people. I'm really not, because what I'm trying to do is to encourage everybody to don't just take one avenue, right? Um, and if you're narrow, if you see one avenue, and if you don't take any turns left or right, and shop around, yeah, right. If it breaks, and we can fix it. Left out. Yeah, if it breaks, Mountain Sabers can fix it, man. Um, and you have options. Is just what I'm saying. You don't have to stick one thing. And any reputable, great, like Mountain Sabers right here, any maker and installers and everything like that would be happy to help you guys, with that. Um, I like to do, when I first started in the hobby again for my, I I honestly could not believe why they were so expensive, right? Until I started learning on how to, hey Jim, until I started learning to install them myself, I couldn't understand why they were that expensive. And in the time that it took, you learn why they're so expensive, what the reasoning behind what they charge. Because the time that it takes, the time that the components each that they charge, believe me, if you write it down, it's funny, man. If you get a piece of paper and you write every part, whether it be, from the speaker to the body to the chassis to the buttons to everything else in between, when you start adding all of those prices up, then you get to the part where maybe you have, my wife's over here doing this bit because I'm talking with my hands. She's making fun of me. When you get to that point where you get to where the installation price is, then you kind of get to see the whole picture of why everybody charges what they charge for the Sabers, you know? And also the quality body of the Saber itself too is a big impact on the price. I mean, if you get a shoddy Saber, and I'm just using this as an example, I'm not saying it is, but let's say you get something from Alibaba and it's like, okay, it's a metal hilt, but it's so thin of metal. You start playing around and you start denting the damn thing because you're going at it. Okay, you know, you've ruined what you paid, what, 60, $70. All right, you got 60, $70 hilt, but it's all bent up. Whereas you buy something from a reputable place that is the airplane grade type shit, and it ain't going nowhere. It's gonna get a little scratched up, but it's not gonna get all dented in and everything else in between. You know, so like I said, there's different options out there, and the pricing, depending on the quality of the thing, you could always go for a cheaper saber, yeah. But again, like I said, to each to their own. And like I said, I have more respect now for installers than I ever had been before when I first started this. And you learn to see things the way they see through their eyes if you decide to learn to install yourself. And you'll find out really quickly. You'll find out really quickly that it can, it's a chore at times, but it's a lot of fun too. It's a great relaxation. I find so much joy and I find so much relaxation in soldering wires and learning about the boards and just looking for components in here and there and stuff like that. It is such a great relaxer to do something like that. And I have such great um, respect for all of the installers around, no matter who they are, you know,
Yeah.
and even the font makers as well, because and you still pay for fonts too. You know, you gotta give due justice because they work their ass off making fonts for the sabers that we love. So give the font makers due diligence as well, because some of these fonts they take months to make. Some
And see,
maybe go ahead.
and see, say what you will. And on that note, say what you will about Theory Sabers, by the guy, Star Wars Theory on YouTube, but
Uh-huh.
I like how even though the lightsabers he sells are expensive, the reason why is because they have all those premium fonts installed on them.
Hmm.
So say what you will about Theory Sabers if you have a disagreement with him about him and what he is, but it's definitely pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, see, and there's a few things out there too, because if you're gonna be an installer, you don't just buy the fonts though and put them on a saber and then sell it like that. You know what I mean? You want to give because when you buy the fonts yourself, they're for you. They're not for anybody else. Because when you sell a saber, you're selling the saber with some fonts. But what you want to do is you want to make sure and give the font makers their due diligence as well.
Oh, definitely.
You sell the saber with the stock fonts. You sell the saber with the stock fonts. But if they want something, custom and stuff like that, hey, you know, I'll put them on here for you, but you got to go buy them, right? You have to purchase these fonts. Now, you purchase these fonts, put them on an SD card, and I'll set it up for you, right? For a small price. And that's how you make sure that you get everything in good. So that way you stay good with the font makers and everybody's happy. Font makers get their money. You get the person who is happy with the fonts that they chose, right? Because you're not choosing the fonts. So when they're choosing their fonts, they're happy with everything that they're going to get. And there's no piracy involved with that, right?
Yeah.
Whereas you could have somebody who, okay, he does a build. Let's say he does a Vader build here, and he puts all of these Vader fonts on there, and then sells it for this price, right? But all of those fonts are his. They don't belong to the person who actually purchased the saber because they did not purchase those fonts. So it's a
Well,
little bit of a
okay.
piracy
Well,
in there.
here's the thing with Theory. With Theory Sabers, he actually paid, Kyber Phonics to have those fonts put on his hills. So
Well,
it's
you see, that's what I'm getting at right there. Yeah, that's a perfectly okay because he is paying Kyberphonic for those fonts,
yeah. But
right?
if you
But,
like, for
but
example, if you sell a Saber second hand, you should also have the due diligence to just not add your own to it.
right, that's what I'm saying. If you have your own on there, hey, take them off if you're going to sell it second. So that way
Yeah.
you're selling just the stock fonts on there and not anything else because then like I said it becomes an issue of piracy on top of that, right?
Mm.
Martin Beyer with tariffs, oh yeah,
Martin.
Martin Beyer is really going to be hurting because of all that crap.
Mm.
He's in an area I think that's going to get hit the hardest. Are you familiar with Martin Beyer,
No, I
Dennis?
had not. No,
Okay,
Martin
Martin.
Fire Graphics. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
MB Sabers. Yep, I've heard of him. I haven't
Okay.
been on the site for a while, but yeah, the the sabers that he has are wow. Yeah, these are incredible pieces. Judging by it, like oh my god, this is okay. Yeah, yeah, these are very okay. I these are not in my price ranges. Yeah, I'm looking at 4,499 euros. Anybody know how to do quick math change? Anybody? No. Okay. Yeah. But that's a lot. That's a lot. I know that's a lot when converting over to US dollars. I mean, I get it why it would be so expensive. I mean, these are top of the line. Like this guy has took a Graflex from the Graflex shop and basically added its own thing. CFX
Oh
soundboard,
yeah.
spinning plasma gate hatches, all 3D printed metal thing. Like seriously, holy crap!
Yeah. I mean, it's a house payment. It's a
And
couple of house payments, man, for that
it,
saber.
it's yeah.
I tell you, man. But the quality that he does is untouchable, right?
Unreal. Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be something that I would get because A, I like to duel with my sabers, and B, I'm not willing. It just seems like something that's a little too high on that. So yeah, sorry. No.
I know when I saw that picture, I was all like, "Here's what an $8,000 savings." I was like, "God damn, that's a freaking five house payments, man!
It's like
How five house payments, dude?"
uh, oh
But it
yeah,
is badass. It is totally badass.
it
I
is. It
mean,
is. I
I have
won't deny
been.
that.
Yeah, $4,633.89. Jesus Christ. Sorry, excuse me. My God.
Well, I wasn't wrong. It was. It's definitely a lot.
Oh, Mountain Ghost Warrior, really? Oh, and I love Mountain Saber's spawns, man, too. I've got quite a few of them.
Ghost
Him
Warrior. Huh?
and him
Yeah.
and BK. I gotta purchase some more sound fonts here pretty soon, not
Yeah.
in a couple of
I'm.
weeks, but
Yeah. I'm going to have to purchase some for my Star Killer here once I get the core the chassis and core for it and the shipping into the US is $689. Yeah, $5,000 for a lightsaber. Yeah, my parents would kill me.
mine too. Kelly,
No.
I think if I bought one of those, I'd definitely probably get divorced within a month or two.
Yeah, yeah, and your wife would probably say, "Screw the kids, you're not getting anything."
Yeah, really.
Sorry, but yeah, but no way, nope, nope. But it just goes to show that. But it just goes to show I can understand why the price, why
Absolutely. I
the
mean,
price,
shit. I mean, to
it's a
me,
lot.
that would be like a shelf queen where I could have a remote control just to turn it on and not touch the damn thing. You
Yeah,
know?
my shelf queens are the type that love to get dirty. That I love for them to get dirty.
Yeah.
Works that it does well, but but yeah, but I am looking. But this year with lightsabers, I'm also looking forward to getting. I have right now have my eyes um, the um, I'm trying to decide on what Qui-Gon Jinn hilt I want to get, and I've looked through. I looked at LGTs, and it doesn't look like I'm not going to get that one, but I'm either going for TXQs or the 89 Sabers version.
Yeah. Eventually, I'd like to acquire a Qui-Gon. Now,
Yeah, 89
um,
Sabers, their battery is definitely more powerful, and the way that that you take the chassis out is much more, just boop, instead of
mhm.
it having to, take apart the entire hilt.
Now, Scott, are you asking private or would I put a demo on Facebook? Who are you asking about that? Um, Now, there is a lot of hilts that I would love to acquire, and unfortunately, I do not have the funds because of certain things, but um, you know, my kids come first, my house comes first, everything else comes first before I put anything towards Saber wise. You definitely have to have your priorities. And because it's so easy. It really is easy, just like gambling or anything else. It can become an addiction if you let it, right? Um,
I
Simply
guess that's kind of why.
because
I guess it's kind of. I'm actually kind of grateful why I don't have a family yet. I'm sorry. That came out so wrong. I am so sorry.
no, 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 no. It's good, man, because I mean you're still young enough, right? I mean you're still young enough. You
Yeah,
may end up having a family.
I just turned 30 in December.
Oh, yeah, 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 dude. You're a baby, dude. I'm 50, man.
I'm
So,
no selling kidneys to buy a saber. That is not worth it.
Jim, Jim would never sell a damn kidney for his saber. He'd sell his soul before he sell a kidney. Shit. Oh man. Yeah, I tell you. Hold my 55. Hold my beer. Shit. I got a lot of beer for you, James. No worries there, brother. Oh my God, I tell you.
Oh,
Uh,
here's something I actually heard. I heard from Jason Saber at the Saber Workshop. He's relatively new, and from what I've heard, he's
mhm.
not exactly the most popular amongst the Saber community for several reasons. I don't know why, but I'm not going to get into that. I heard that TXQ stopped making their version of the Kyle Katarn lightsaber,
Mm,
and I think that's all right. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, Mundo. You've seen it.
mhm.
It's not exactly accurate to the original, like what we see from War Sabers. It's got a big cover tech wheel on the back of it, but it's still it's still a decent saber to start out with, and it's a good starter saber, especially if you're wanting to get into that.
Now I have to admit, I really like the Katarn saber from War Sabers. I
Yes,
really like
War
their hilt,
Sabers
the way
look,
it looks.
yeah.
And
From
isn't War Sabers the one that has the big boy also?
the Star Killer, yeah, too.
The
Um,
but they have what's called the big boy or something like that, I think as well. I have to look at that.
let me look. All right, give me a second. Um, and
Because
the unfortunate thing, okay, there are there's the Destiny, the Inquisitor, the Kyle Katarn, the Star Killer, and the Revival, which is basically a Revan esque lightsaber. But no, I don't know what.
okay,
Yeah,
I
but
have to
basically
look and see.
they
I have
have
to
the
look and see what company it was that had the big boy saber. The
and
big boy saber, because JAD did did a video on the big boy saber. Him and Anthony.
yeah, it's
Man,
unfortunate
I
War
tell you
Sabers.
that big boy saber.
Yeah, it,
Go
it's
ahead.
it's unfortunate for War Sabers because the guy who makes these hilts is incredible, but because of because of the politics in Russia and an angry little bald man wanting to invade another country, War Sabers isn't able to make these products. And it's just it's unfortunate because the Star Killer that is made by War Sabers, the um, the Kalkatan that's made by War Sabers are beautiful, beautiful pieces of art. And yeah, I'm pretty sure if Rush, I'm not sure how tariffs are go. Wait, what's the score?
14-40. Damn,
And
with
what?
2 minutes and 52 seconds left.
It's over.
It's
Uh,
over.
I need to call my dad. He's not happy. He's not happy.
Uh,
Yeah, but basically, War Sabers. I hope that the geopolitical situation in Russia uh, falls to a way where companies that make that Star Wars companies over in Russia can, you know, share and bring their ideas back into the world because they they have so much to offer. And
hmm
politics of the real world be damned, they deserve to have their voices and their creativity shown in the Star Wars community.
hmm I do. Now, one of the things also is, and I keep repeating that stupid phrase. God dang, I hate myself for repeating things. I really do, but it's just who I am. When you repeat yourself 100 million times for work, it follows you in life, and it sucks. But anyway, going on. Again, if you omit the politics, if you omit what's going on in the world, okay, when you have quality sabers and you have quality companies that come into play, take advantage of what they have to offer if you can. Don't let the crap of the world dissuade you from getting some good quality stuff. And regardless of from where it's from, because without KR Sabers, without Saber Trio, without Jawas Junkyard, without any of these, good quality companies from around the world, I don't think that we would have such great variety of sabers as well as individuals, from far and near to where we can come together and have fun in the Star Wars world with the sabers that we love, you know, regardless of what kind of hilt it is. So, if you find a hilt from a good quality vendor that comes from around the world, take advantage if you can, if possible. Save up your money, even if you have to do it like me, 10, $20 a paycheck. Doesn't matter. If you really want that hilt, if you can take advantage of that, go for it because you never know when they may not be around, again. There might be a time where maybe something happens and they have to stop doing this or they don't want to do it anymore. They may get tired of it. So, take advantage of something that you can when you can. Um, it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to either, because you may not be able to. I have not been able to take advantage of a lot of hilts that I would like to acquire, but I take in I take it in strides, and I love to watch it. When Jeremy makes a hill on YouTube, when Tim from Tearfire Orbital makes a hill, and I love watching these guys on their YouTube channels, showing their hilts. James, for instance, as well, when he shows me things and when he shows, his YouTube videos on the stuff that he's working on, I enjoy watching those things, and I can dream of acquiring those things, but at the same time, I know that I got to pay my light bill, I got to pay my daughter's tuition for college, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to fix my truck. Those take precedence over anything else. And later on, when all of that stuff is done, then maybe I can acquire some of these things if I'm not dead yet. you know. Uh, so I take it in strides, and I have like like Star Wars the hope that eventually I'd be able to acquire some of these. And again, using some of these things that I can acquire by getting my portfolio together and maybe selling some of these hilts that I'm making so that I can acquire some of those hilts that I actually do want. You see? And so it's not a means to an end, but it's a means to acquiring things that I know I'm not able to achieve yet. And doing something that I love to do. And I have to thank Anthony. I have to thank Rob. I have to thank thank Shamim. I mean, thank all of these people that I had seen on YouTube and then still watching as well. And even James. James, inspires me just as much. When we talk to each other, when he shows his videos and everything else, if you really pay attention to certain things, a lot of everything that we do can be inspiration from watching these other people as well.
Mhm.
And so it gives you that spark, that path to get on there. And Barris, I have to thank you. Like you mentioned, Bobby Savala, right? The grand champion of combat, saber combat.
That's what Saber
You
Legion. Yeah,
know, did you mention it to him about coming on here or not?
I did. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay. So, yeah,
I
and
think
he emailed. I'm glad you did that because he emailed Space, and I would have never known because I was going to get a hold of him because you had mentioned it, but he emailed Anthony and Gabe before I could get a chance to get a hold of him, and I mean it was just like awesome to talk to him. And it was just like I have to thank you for that, dude, because stuff like that just really um, it really makes the world go round when you have something to look forward to. And that's another thing that I like to portray on the show is I want to portray people, wanting to talk about this stuff, wanting to see stuff, wanting to just have an avenue for things like this, right? And again, like I said, some people may not have the chance to talk to their significant others, and because one, they don't care, or two, they just don't like it. And I want to give people that opportunity to come and talk with us, um, and have that seat at the table that they can come and talk and have fun talking to us about it, something that they love. And to me, I feel that's important. And to everybody that's on here, Scott and Jim and everybody here, I feel that it's important for everybody to come in and talk because without everybody here in the chat and without you, Barris, the
yep,
show wouldn't be what it is. I mean, it's Saber Talk, and without Anthony, Gabe, and Harris, who actually started Saber Talk. It was just Saber Talk. It wasn't Saber Talk Sunday. So again, without them, without the original three amigos, that we wouldn't have Saber Talk. So again, I have to thank Anthony and Gabe and Harris for starting this and allowing me to take the reins of the show and do something fun, you know, and have fun with everybody else that comes on too. And I plan on having a lot more guests. I do hope that I can talk to Fet263 and see if I can get him on one of these days. I did talk to Jedi Arms Dealer, and he's down with coming on if I get Fet263. So that is a future show probably for next month, if I can get a hold and get both of them at the same time to come on together, and we will talk about the Profi board. And
nice.
I don't I don't know much about the Profi board, but these two do, and so they'll be able to tell you a lot more than I will. And just the same as you guys, if you don't know much about the Profi board, I will learn just the same as much as you guys do, right? And so um, I hope that they'll be able to accommodate me and the audience and come on and have a lot of fun talking about the profit board, right? So
Yep.
we'll see about that. So that hopefully sometime in March I'll be able to acquire their time and get them on the show. And I hope you guys tune in. And I'll let you guys know. I'll put the show up on here. And I think, yeah, it's about time for me to go, Charlie. And so I hope you had a great workout, Charlie. You know, gratitude, brother. Gratitude, man. Always. Um, so yeah, man. There's just a lot of things that I hope to come on. I can't wait for Bobby to come on. That's going to be super special next week. Um, so tune in next Sunday where we get Bobby Zavala, the Saber Combat Grand Champion, or I mean World Champion.
Saber
Shoot, I
Legion.
think.
Saber
And
Legion.
man,
World
Serbia Elite Champion, man. So I stand corrected. So I tell you, we're gonna have a lot of fun listening to him and everything that goes into doing Saber Combat because he has showed me some stuff on there, and my God, it's going to be a lot of fun to talk to him. So we'll see how that goes, and then I'm hoping to get some more guests, and we'll be seeing who comes on in the future, and maybe in the future I can get Jawa Junkyard back on and see when they're available when we can do the show with Jawa's Junkyard and we'll have to do it that way. But for now, guys, thank you so much. I love each and every one of you guys for coming and hanging out tonight. I know Super Bowl Sunday is a big deal, and I tell you, it's always a blessing to have you guys come. Nerd up, that's right. We got McTooth always said that, and Rudy, you just now came on, brother. I forgot to tell you, man. I am so sorry, man. I'm getting ready to get off here. And but dude, thanks for showing up, man. Much love, Rudy. Rudy was my neighbor across the street, and he went into the military. And he's headed, he's in South Carolina right now and doing some training and stuff. So, you know, thank you for your service, Rudy. Yeah, I hope to see you soon, man. When you come and visit, pick up the kids and everybody, dude. And man, I tell you, Rudy was always interested when I was working on some of the sabers and stuff like that. So it was cool. He helped me with one of the sabers wires and stuff, holding it for me while I did this and did that. And yeah, it was cool, man. Okay, so make sure you guys, like and subscribe if you wish. If you're new to the channel, welcome and thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching the show. Again, Fort Bragg, 82nd Airborne. There you go.
Legion all the
I
way.
tell you, man. I tell you, love this dude, man. I love him. He's one of my best friends, man. I tell you, love this dude. And we'll stay in touch, right, Rudy? We'll always stay in touch, man, no matter where you're at. Um, and so again, like and subscribe if you guys wish. I'm not gonna, make a big thing if you don't. You do, you do, you don't, you don't, man. That's always good to me because, like I said, I'm always offering a chair at the table to sit down and talk. And and also, if you missed if for whatever reason you cannot see it on Civilized Sabers, you can always go to my channel, the Mundo channel, at Mundo Cabrera 7007 on Instagram. You can check it out there, the Mundo channel. Give it some love, little likes here and there, so that way I keep it going over there. Again, like I said, everything that you see here on Civilized Sabers, you can always check it out on the Mundo channel, right? And oh yeah, uh, James, you're gonna come on. If you want to come on, I'll send you the link, dude, for sure. And I know Barris is gonna be on, right, Barris?
Yep.
So
I
yeah,
don't unless anything comes up,
All right, cool, man. So I'll send you guys the link so y'all can come on. We'll with Bobby. So we'll have three guests. You know, two guests with Bobby, and man, we're gonna have a lot of fun, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna brand out. And again, I love you guys. James, I'm gonna brand out with your outro.